What is going on, guys? It's Jeremiah from the To the Window Sports Betting Podcast with your WNBA Wednesday picks and recap of the last 2 days. This video is going to go a little longer than normal because I got to recap the last 2 days because I haven't done that. And I'm really big on transparency. So let's do this the past month. Sorry, I'm just looking up. Hey, there we go. So after being down about, I think we were down about 14 or 15 units in the starting in the month of June. The past 30 days in the WNBA has been, shall we say, on fire. And our record is 103-94, 103 wins, 94 losses. We're up 2.54 units over the past 30 days. And it's only going to get better from here. And that's after a terrible night last night and 2 losing days. So I'm always going to keep it a buck and be transparent with you. So let's recap the last 2 days. Monday, we went 3-6 and we dropped 3 units. For the month, for the past 30 days, we're still up 2. So do the math on that. Tuesday, we went 2-3 and we dropped about an eighth of a unit. So in 2 days, we went 5-9, dropped about 4 units. And in the past 30 days, we're still up 2.54 units. So a good day is coming to put us near the double-digit mark for the season, which I told you we would get there. All you had to do was ride with me. But let's start with Monday's winners. We took the under in the Storm and the Sparks game. It was Seattle 82, LA 64. The Los Angeles Sparks are a hot mess. They are struggling. They are in trouble until Kelsey Plum comes back. And even when she does come back, they're just not deep. I gave Ariel Atkins and Erica Wheeler too much credit as to how I thought they would perform. Ray Burrell has been a pleasant surprise. Nneka Ogwumike is doing what she does. And De'Arica Hamby is just too inconsistent. We'll get into that later as they play tonight against the fighting Caitlin Clarks. The other bet we had on Monday was the over in the Sun in the Lynx game. It landed on over 165.5, hit 179. That was a nice hit. And Leila Lacan over 11.5. She went for 13. And she is slowly but surely becoming a vital part of this. The reason that the Connecticut Sun are playing such good basketball lately. They've been playing really good basketball lately. This team is, well, they still are bottom of the barrel, but she is making them go. You don't know who she is. You're not going to look it up. Leave that to me. That's why you're here. Take a moment, like and subscribe to the video. Like the video, subscribe to the channel. Please and thank you. I'd greatly appreciate it. The losses on Monday, we had Minnesota minus 14.5 against Connecticut, as I mentioned before. They lost outright at home to the Connecticut Sun 90-89. This injury thing with the WNBA is getting a little frustrating in that Olivia Miles, they ruled her out in the middle of the day with a calf strain. Had no idea, as I have a job, as most of you do, and did not see that one coming. Bet was already in, nothing I can really do about it. Brittany Griner went back to her old school days and went for 29 points and 10 rebounds. Keep an eye on the injury report, guys. I don't think Olivia is going to play tonight with them having Seattle on a back-to-back. If she takes tonight off, she'll use tomorrow as a primer kind of warm-up game to get back into the groove of things because she's got a calf injury, and you got to be careful with those things. The other loser on Monday was Washington plus 5.5, lost by 13 at Golden State. They only scored 49 points. This Golden State Valkyries team's defense is insanely good. Coach Nakase is doing a great job, and they held them to a franchise low 49 points on their own home court. The other two I had that were absolute garbage. Our fam over 12.5 points. Going back to that tomorrow when the Seattle Storm play because she's at home in a bounce back spot. She's a rookie, so it's a zigzag theory, just like in the playoffs. Bad game, good game, bad game, good game. So we're going to be on our fam. Nneka only had 14 points. We had her over 17.5. She didn't get there. De'Arica Hamby we had her over 24.5 PRA. Again, the inconsistency shows up, so it's tough betting with her. And Kiki Iriefan over for Washington over 26.5 points, rebounds, and assists. She didn't get there. The team only scored 49 points, for God's sakes. So there was that. On Tuesday, our winners, Dallas plus 5.5. They won outright against New York last night. No doubt, no sweat. They came out and took it to the New York Liberty. And again, with the injury report, I had a prop on Pauline Astier over on her assist because they had Sabrina Ionescu listed as not doubtful, not maybe. They had her listed as out. And I didn't get an alert to say she was playing, and she played anyway, which cut into Pauline Astier's minutes. Lost the bet. It happens. It is what it is. Jessica Shepard of the Dallas Wings. They keep leaving her point total so low. It was 12.5 for this game. Normally it's 13.5. They set it at 12.5. she had another triple double, 22 points, 12 rebounds, and 11 assists. The girl, I'm going to put in a flyer on her for MVP, even though I know it's ages to lose, but I'm putting in a bet on her for MVP because if the Wings make a deep run, she's the reason why. Paige and AZ Fudd are reasons as well, but she's the reason why. The other losers on Tuesday, over 174.5 for Sky and Mercury, 143 points, not close, terrible. Just a terrible call by me. Just a bad pick. Courtney Vandersloot, over 5.5 assists with Skylar Diggins going to the bench. I thought she would be out on the floor distributing more. Obviously, I was wrong. But she's still on a minutes restriction. Stay away from me from here on out. Only prop bet I'm messing around with the Chicago Sky is going to be Camila Cardoso and Sydney Taylor. That's really going to be it. And those are the winners and losers of the past 2 days. So with that being said, let's get into tonight's card. We are on the Golden State Valkyrie against the Toronto Tempo. This is ugly. This is gross. But this has been a really long road trip for the Golden State Valkyrie. They played Atlanta a couple days ago, beat them for the third time. Played Washington, beat them. Now they're going to Canada to play the Toronto Tempo, who are shorthanded, but Julie Alleman's coming back. Brittany Sykes is still out, and they still have Marina Mabrey, who can go off whenever she feels like it. She is tough, and I love it. But Golden State comes in on a 5-game heater, only allowing 68 points a game. The Tempo team is veteran heavy. Road favorites are tough, especially at the end of a long road trip. I didn't look further ahead in the schedule and see if they had a game after this. I just think 7.5 is too much. Toronto is rested. They've been at home. They just lost to Dallas by 13. Dallas just beat New York by damn near 13. That's not a big deal. I'm not saying Toronto's got to win this game, but they are not more than 3 possessions worse than Golden State on their home court. On a neutral, maybe. But with that being said, on to the next play for this game. We are on the Toronto Tempo and Golden State Valkyrie under 167.5. If you can't get the number I got, again, the tickets will be right here. If you can't get the number I got, don't bet it. If you can, have at it. It's juiced minus 120. I had to take it there because I knew it was going to go a little bit lower. The Golden State's last game, both teams scored 111 points. Like they're not doing it by taking basketball back any back by like years or anything like that. They're just a great defensive team, a great well-rounded team, and that's why it's tough to bet props on them because they are so well-rounded. You don't know who's going to go off at what point in each night. Toronto's offense is legitimate. It is efficient, but against this defense, they're going to have to buckle down and play defense as well. I think the game stays under 167.5. With that being said, I'm going against the under 167, but the only place Toronto is going to get points from is going to be Marina Mabrey. All right. They got a point total set at 20.5. You have to bet it. Brittany Sykes is out indefinitely. Kiki Rice is out indefinitely. Marina Mabrey is their offense. Most teams know this. Golden State's really good at this. I had a bet on Olivia Miles a couple weeks ago, and granted, Golden State was at home, and they got physical with Olivia, and they gooned her a little bit, and it took her off her game. Marina's not that. Marina's she wants to smoke, and I think her getting over 20.5 points, very, very likely to get to the window. Granted, she just put up the 53 a couple games ago, but books are moving lines on public narrative and headlines. They have Caitlin Clark might not play tonight, so they had her. Kelsey Mitchell, the other guard for the Fever, they have her just as a point counterpoint. They have her point total set at 23.5 because Caitlin Clark is out. You would think that Marina, after going for 53, would be a little higher than 20.5. That's respect to Golden State's offense. But I just think Marina's good enough, crafty enough, efficient enough to get over 21 points and cash this ticket for us. Next game, straight up deja vu revenge game. First thing we're doing, Connecticut again came in and beat Minnesota in Minnesota as a 14.5 point dog. If you had a money line ticket on that play, let me see it because I sure as shit didn't. Off the back of Brittany Griner going for 29 and 10. Kennedy Burke, Lily LeCon, like Connecticut's been playing really good basketball lately. But tonight, Minnesota's got to go to their place in an instant revenge spot. I'm going to take this under with Olivia Miles. Probably, she's definitely not going to play. They've got to take it easy with her. I don't see 160. I don't see 90 to 89 again. I just don't see it happening. I think Minnesota knows they got to lock down on defense to keep this thing close. The spread, I think, is 7.5. But I think this game goes way under this 179. Griner is probably really sore from playing so well. The other night, 29-10, and she's been in the league that long, so she's feeling the pain from that. The books are, I think they're overreacting a little bit, and I think Olivia Miles to this spread is maybe worth 2, maybe 3 points. And the last line was 14. I think it's an overreaction, but we're going under 167.5. And I'll get into the spread in a minute. We're taking Leila Lacan over 12.5 points. It was just 11.5. She went for 13. Now it's 12.5. Hopefully she goes for 14. But she went for 18, 5, and 3 against Dallas tonight. Before that, she went for 13. Real role, real volume, real usage. Great addition to this team to help them not look so bad before they move to Houston. So hopefully, not hopefully, Leila Lacan is going to have a really good game tonight at home in front of the home crowd against the revenge-minded Minnesota Lynx. That being said, we are on the Lynx, even without Olivia Miles. The line, it's an overreaction. To move it from 14.5, which would have been there. 3, give them, let's call it 3 points, home court advantage for Connecticut. So the line would be 11, should be about 10.5 or 11. And you're giving me Minnesota minus 6.5, even without Olivia Miles. I am all over Minnesota minus 6.5. So Minnesota minus 6.5, Leila Lacan over 12.5 points, and the game total under 168.5. Last game of the night, it's Fever and the Sparks. If Caitlin don't play, we're going to lay the points. Indiana minus 6.5. The Sparks are a hot mess. They've got a great offense, but defense is just optional at this point. Indiana plays better without Caitlin Clark, and that's a fact. They did it last year. They made a run and almost made it to the finals without Caitlin Clark. They are a better team. They play better without Caitlin Clark. There's nothing against her. It's just, it is what it is. It's just, they come together, they move the ball around better, but Aaliyah Boston is questionable. 30% of LA's offense is lost with Kelsey Plum not playing. They're going to have a hard time getting points tonight, and I think Nneka Ogwumike is going to have to carry the load for them. But again, like I said, for this LA Sparks team, defense is optional. So we're on the Fever minus a 6.5. We're also on the Indiana Fever team total over 94.5. I think they get 100 on this squad. It's in LA. Stars will be out. Caitlin's probably going to play. And even if she does, I'm with it. If Aaliyah Boston sits, the points go to the guards. So that leaves Kelsey Mitchell, Caitlin Clark, Lexi Hull, Sophie Cunningham. Fire it up. Let's get some points on the board. Indiana Fever team total over 94.5. I'm also in, hopefully Caitlin plays tonight, but we're taking her over 6.5 assists. Line is set way too low. She's good for 8. Just leave it at that. And Nneka Ogwumike over 16.5 points. Their offense has got to come from somewhere. They can't trust the guards to get it done. I think that Nneka is going to get 20 after having a pretty rough game last game. I think this is where she bounces back. And that's the card, guys. We're going to run through it one more time for you. We are on Minnesota against Connecticut minus 6.5. Minnesota minus 6.5. We are on Indiana's team total over 94.5. We're on Caitlin Clark over 6.5 assists. We're on the Toronto Tempo, gross, ugly, plus 7.5. Nneka Ogwumike over 16.5 points. Golden State and Toronto under 167.5. Marina Mabry over 20.5 points. Leila Lacan over 12.5 points. Minnesota, Connecticut under 168.5. Indiana Fever minus 6.5. And that is the card for the WNBA, guys. And I'll run through, well, did it on a separate video. Whoops, I was going to give you the baseball picks, but that's in the other video if you want to go check that out. Thanks for watching, guys. Take a moment, like the video, subscribe to the channel. It really helps me out a lot with the algorithm and things like that. Gaining some followers before football season starts, and I promise you, when football season rolls around, we have got hot fire. And I've got a pretty sick parlay cooked up for the One World Cup match tomorrow. So looking forward to giving that to you once I get a little confirmation on the things that I want to do. But you all have a great Wednesday. We'll catch you on the next one. See you next time. From the To the Window Sports Betting Podcast, this is Jemiah. Take care. Love.